Life is scary. Life isn't easy. I believe that we're presented with challenges that we do have the ability to overcome. At times it feels impossible, it feels like there might not be hope, but we do have the ability to persevere. When I was about 12 years old, I was diagnosed with Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder, more commonly known as OCD. Over the past 30 or so years, there have been some ups, there have been plenty of downs. There have even been times when I felt totally ticked off at God for having this mental illness. There were also times when I felt totally alone, even though I had the support and love of my family and friends. It's been a long and difficult journey that I've been on, still on it, because I know there really isn't a finish line for this. Most people with obsessive thoughts, most people who have obsessive thoughts or compulsive behaviors at some point in their lives, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we all have OCD. In order for a diagnosis to be made, the cycle of obsessions and compulsions becomes so extreme that it consumes at least 1 hour total time each day and really gets in the way of a person living their life. OCD usually involves having both obsessions and compulsions, images or impulses. OCD usually involves having obsessions and compulsions, but one can occur without the other. Obsessions are thoughts, images, or impulses that occur over and over and may feel like they're out of control. A person may not even want to have those thoughts, but they happen anyway. People with OCD usually try to make the obsessions go away by doing compulsions, actions that the person does over and over and over, but those acts only temporarily relieve the anxiety caused by the obsession. Ultimately, doing these compulsions actually makes the obsession stronger. OCD causes distress, can significantly interfere with a person's job, school, social life, relationships, and for me, it's done all of those things at different points in my life. Thankfully, a combination of medicine, behavioral strategies, seeing mental health professionals have proved helpful over time. To say that someone is OCD or that someone is a mental illness is foolish and insensitive. It's just stupid, actually. Our world still has a way to go until matters of mental health and physical health are on a level playing field. Who's ever heard like someone say that a person is diabetes, or that a person is heart disease, or someone is asthma? Well, a major difference has to do with the fact that mental illness is based in the brain as opposed to the lungs or the kidneys or somewhere else. People who suffer from asthma might have to use an inhaler. It'd be ridiculous to say to a person with asthma, well, can't you just try and breathe a little bit differently? Can't you just kind of like make your lungs open up on their own? Or someone with kidney failure, you can say like, well, can't you just filter your blood by thinking about it? No. I know that many people struggle with OCD and the mental illnesses that often go along with it, such as anxiety, depression. Many kids and teenagers also struggle with or have struggled with a variety of things that can make school very difficult and can make them feel different and alone with their problems. I believe that kids, teenagers, adults who struggle with mental illness can find the strength to carry on with the right supports. The support of family, the support of their friends, the support of medical professionals, and for me, I found it helpful to have a belief in God. As I said earlier, I believe that we're presented with challenges that we do have the ability to overcome. It's not easy, it may take a lifetime. We might feel that things are impossible, but we do have the ability to persevere. Thank you.